An increased sense of unease on Harvard's campus after the university agreed to a Trump administration demand Harvard would submit employment forms on thousands of staff it employs. These forms are used to verify the employment authorization of individuals hired for work in the United States. Now, Harvard says it will not be handing over details on jobs only open to students. Now, the latest demand is part of the government's ongoing battle with Harvard over pro-Palestinian protests. Let's take a closer look at how these employment details could affect foreign staff, including Indians working on Harvard's campus. We are joined by immigration attorney Prathibha Agarwal. For more, Prathibha, thank you for your time here on Washington Watch. Prathibha, the Trump administration wants to see these employment forms, or I-9 forms, handed over by Harvard. What details are usually in there, and what in there could really land someone in trouble?
Sure, thank you. Thank you for having me. So the I-9 form is a document that all U.S. employers are required to complete, usually on the first day of employment for all U.S. employees. So what's on the I-9 form? The I-9 form has some identifying information about the employee, but what it also is requiring the employer to do is physically verify that they have permission to legally work in the United States.
All right, and how could what's in there land someone in trouble?
Absolutely. So the typical scenario would be if someone put false information in the I-9 form. For example, let's say I am at my first day of work and I claimed that I was a US citizen and perhaps I did not have authorization to work in the United States. What would happen then? This is misrepresentation. It could be considered fraud. It could prevent me from becoming a US citizen. It could prevent me from obtaining a green card. Another way that someone could land in trouble with regard to an I-9 form, and I think this is probably more likely the scenario with Harvard, is, for example, let's say the employer, such as Harvard, verified the employment documents on day one of employment. Let's say it's a student who had work authorization for 1 year to 3 years. That authorization could have expired. It could be an oversight on the employee's side. It could be an oversight maybe on the HR side of Harvard. This would put the student out of status. So this could impact them from, one, extending their student status. It could impact them from moving to a different visa type, like an H-1B, which is very common for students to move into, and it could ultimately impact their eligibility for a green card.